Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So today I'll be installing various bulbs from LASFIT LED. I'll be installing this on a 2021 TRD Off-Road Premium. Let's come on in. So I'm actually going to be installing on one side of the vehicle so that when I come back at night, I'm going to show you guys a comparison on both sides and you guys can see the difference between the OEM and the LASFIT bulbs. So right out of the box, these bulbs look premium. I've heard nothing but great things about LASFIT. Unlike on Amazon where they have fabricated reviews, LASFIT is known on Instagram, on YouTube. A lot of people use them. They work and last very long. There's a 100% hassle-free warranty on them. And not only that, but they're local to me. So that's really important. I do like to support local companies. And another thing about LASFIT is that their website is very, very easy to navigate with. You just plug in your make, your model, the type of install location that you want to set, and it'll come up with all these bulbs, photos, and even videos on how to do these installs. I will drop a link below for all the bulbs that I'm going to be using. I'll have a discount code below as well, so make sure you guys take advantage of that. And I'm going to go ahead and get into my install. So for the first set of bulbs I'm going to be installing are these T10 lights. These are going to be for the Vanity lights. They turn on when you move the mirror to the right. And I'll also be using one of these trim tools. So make sure you guys get one of these so that you don't damage any of your panels. So in order to remove these, you just pry. I usually pry from the left. You go ahead and move the whole unit out. The bulb's right there. Again, I'll be using these T10 bulbs. Here's a quick comparison between the two. And I'll do a quick trial and it turns on. Carefully pop it back in place. Right off the bat, you can see they're a lot brighter. Can't wait to see these guys at night. So the next bulbs I'll be switching out are these. Go ahead and use your trim tool. They come off like that. A little trick I like to use is I'll use some painter's tape so that I can grip onto the bulb. Comes off a lot easier. Get your replacement T10s. Okay. And you can press the side button to kind of test it out. There you go. So the next bulbs I'm changing are going to be the front doors. Use your panel tool. Go ahead and plug. You can pop this up right here, like so. Now you have access to the bulb. And before you put that cap back on, you just kind of touch it briefly. It turns on. Now put this secondary housing on there. Cut it back. So next I'll be changing out the dome lights. These are going to be the 31 millimeters. Now the trick to these, you actually don't take off the whole thing. There's a little wedge here right between the plastic piece and the housing. Stick your pry tool in there and you're able to pop it off. Also use your tool. You're able to this wedge in there. And release the bulb. Here's a quick comparison between the OEM and the LASFIT. You You want to make sure that the nipple lines up. There you go. Now what you'll be needing for the job is a trim piece tool and also a screwdriver. I usually like to push that mirror side all the way down, carefully get to the back, and I'll just pry, pop it off. And let's go ahead and move to the front. All right, now to get to the rear part of the mirror, I usually like to pry off from this corner. It just pops right out. Carefully remove that. There's also 2 screws right here. Now I wished I had these bulbs earlier, so when I replaced my sequential lights, I would have done this at the same time instead of having to remove this twice. That would have been nice. Now this part, it is a little bit tricky. You just want to remember how you're pulling this off. Everything is kind of clipped on at this point. So prying under here definitely helped getting this loose. And I want the front piece right here to remove, to unbuckle. There you go. You can wiggle the rest of the housing and it'll come off. And the bulb's actually underneath right here, so I'm going to go ahead and unscrew. I'll use my pliers counterclockwise. Now the bulb is loose. Pop off the bulb. I'll be replacing the stock with the LASFIT bulb. Pop it in. Okay, now that the bulb's back in there, you want to wiggle this back into place. I usually like to get the front part in first. When it's lined up, I'll work on the bottom and then the back. Pop it in, and you want to get that in there. There you go. So once that's done, go ahead and screw the housing back on with the 2 screws that we removed earlier. Use a Phillips screwdriver. It's plastic, so make sure you guys don't over tighten. Really would hate to break these clips. The second to last piece is putting this back on here. Next, I'll be installing the trunk lights. These are one of the most important lights to me because I use this a lot during camping, and it's really hard to see things with these dim lights here. So I'm really excited about these rear ones. Can unplug. These also use the 31 millimeters. You actually need to take them out of these housing or else it's going to be very difficult to install. So pry the 2 clips on each side. Once the housing is off, can remove the bulb and you can put the 31 milliliters in there. Turn them back into the right direction. Place the housing back on. Do a quick test, it's on. Pop it back in from left to right. All right, so the last bulbs I'll be installing are the T15 bulbs. These are one of the brightest bulbs in the market. It's especially nice for me. I do a lot of off-roading. Reversing is super important. I definitely want to see everything in the back when I'm reversing. Not only are they the brightest, but these are also canvas ready. So what that means is it works with a lot of your advanced computer systems. It won't send any error messages back. So these are great bulbs. I'll pry this open. For the 4Runner, the middle bulb is actually the reverse bulb. So you'll go ahead and click counterclockwise. You can remove the bulb. I'm gonna show you a quick comparison. Huge difference. Make sure you press them all the way in. Stick them back into the hole. Line up the grooves. You'll hear a click when you hit counterclockwise. Put your panel back as so. I will put my subwoofer back. And I will go ahead and come back during the evening, turn everything on, give you guys a sneak peek of how everything looks. All right guys, so it's almost midnight, it's completely dark. This is the first day of installing the LASFIT bulbs. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a video of how the bulbs look. I'm gonna start off with the puddle lights. So they actually activate when I approach the vehicle. This is gonna be the passenger side. As you can see, that's how it lights up. I can already see the inside of the car, so it's not too bright as far as the puddle light. That's the output. Let's go ahead and approach the driver's side. So as I approach the driver's side, let's see. Let me lock the vehicle. It needs to lock while I approach the vehicle. There you go. So as you can see, it's completely bright. You can now see the shoes. It's a big difference. Now let's go ahead and check out the inside. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the map light, which is always on when the door is open. It's the most important light in my opinion, because that's what I use to get in and out of the car at night. And that's how it looks with the OEM bulb. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off. I'm gonna turn on the LASFIT bulbs. Wow, look at that. The whole car is visible. It's just super bright. You can actually find things in your car now. Again, with it on inside the vehicle. With the LASFIT bulb. It's really night and day. Let's check it out from the outside of the vehicle. And I do have 20% tint all around. So you can barely see the inside of the vehicle with the OEM bulbs. And with the LASFIT bulb, even with the window tint, you can see inside the vehicle. So it's super bright. You can't go wrong if you're looking for a super bright bulb. This is the door on the driver's side with the LASFIT bulbs. Let's check out. Same positioning, not as bright, really dim actually. Last but not least, I'm going to show you the T15 bulbs on the reverse. These are the bulbs I'm actually most excited about. I'm going to lower that light a little bit. I mean, it's really hard to capture because it's either too dark or too bright. But I can definitely see the flooring when I'm backing up with the T15s. So I hope you guys found this useful. You know, these lights are super bright in my opinion. They're gonna really help me out when I get on the trails. I can't wait to do more testing. Again, this is day one of the lights.